Hey y'all, I'm here in Barcelona where I just wrapped up an amazing coaching session. What you're about to watch is a small group coaching session with a group of women entrepreneurs. I coach them on a series of topics that are really gonna inspire you, but the most important thing was actually the mindset piece. And it's the mindset stuff that's holding us back. A lot of these pivots that you're gonna watch, they were so small. It's just like a little step to the right will be a game changer for their business, but they're too afraid to take that step. So coaching on the fear is really, really helpful. So watch this and it will help you get over some of your fears, some of the things that you're holding yourself back on so that you can move forward and scale your business as well. So who's first in the hot seat? Who's first to be coached? Who wants to go? I bought my notebook this time so I can do math if I need to, although I don't know how I'm gonna write and hold this mic, we'll see. So tell us your name.
My name is Hadar. I live here in Barcelona. I used to live in the US. I'm originally from Tel Aviv as well. I have a digital business. I help non-native speakers of English speak with confidence and freedom. I have communities, I have online courses, I have one signature course, one membership, thousands of students from all around the world. I'm a YouTuber, I'm a content creator as well.
Okay. What is the challenge in your business right now? What's not working for you? What sucks?
What sucks? Well, I sell online courses. Let's start with that. And AI has entered the realm of teaching languages, which is great because I've been doing many things for so many years and I feel like it's challenging me to change, but it hasn't been as easy to sell as it was before.
Yeah.
So if before, just for context, I have a 7-figure business. We've hit the 1 million mark back in 2021, and it has been growing until last year where it started kind of like declining.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm making some changes. I feel like I had a very healthy mindset and also money mindset, and I've read your book and everything kind of like resonated. And I feel like the changes that have been happening are putting me in a place, first of all, cautious, and I'm making changes. But I'm also noticing that I'm starting to be afraid, and this is something that I've never had. Not knowing how things are going to turn out, from knowing all the time how things are going to work out, and knowing that I could easily sell, all of a sudden it's not that clear.
Yes.
Yeah. The thing is that for marketing, we usually work with content marketing, so I don't use a lot of paid ads. When I do, it hasn't been working that well as well. And I feel like maybe I need to restructure my marketing team, and I don't know if I need a good ads agency or a fractional CMO or just some help with marketing. Maybe that is my problem. So
No.
Okay.
So let me start there.
Okay.
I don't want you spending a bunch of money on an agency or a CMO. Here's what I always found with a business. You're not gonna pay someone else who's gonna come in and solve the problem. You're gonna solve the problem and then you're gonna pay somebody else to scale the problem that you solved and run the solution. You're not paying them to find the answer. Maybe working with a coach, right? That would be about it. But when you're paying for done-for-you services, if it's not already working at a marketing agency, it'll just not work and it'll be expensive. You as the founder are the best person to find the solution. So whenever I try to hire someone who's like, oh, I have this problem, solve it for me, they never do, right? And it winds up taking months and months and months of spending a lot of money, and then I give up because I know it's not working. When I find the solutions myself, then I hire someone to come in and run that solution for me, right? Implement that, do that work. If you're gonna hire somebody like a marketing director, you want to fix this marketing problem first, then hire the marketing director to come in and run the department, right? Execute the solution.
But I feel like I know, if I were to sit and look at everything, I know what I need to do. It's the execution that is the problem, or just bringing in more people to the funnel, which is where ads might come in.
Well, so this is what happens, right? It's do I need to do the ads? Do I need to do the funnel? Is it the content marketing? I'm not sure what to do. And then you're kind of stuck because you don't have a play to run. And that's what it is. Okay, this play that I was running for a while, it no longer works. That's normal, and it's true in pretty much every industry, really anything. Like, you're gonna do something for a while and it stops being as effective as it was. Why? Because it's expected. Here's the thing that I want you to know. Right now, like digital marketing, people are so overwhelmed with content, right?
Yeah.
There's so much content. AI is making content. It's too much. So people are actually starting to use social media less. People are starting to like go to knitting clubs, join a running club, right? Like, people want to get back to real life because we are over digitalized, which is great for women entrepreneurs, right? Because that means that we thrive on authentic connection that usually comes natural to us in a lot of ways. And so this is an opportunity to zig when everybody else is zagging. So instead of just doing content all day, every day, or running ads or funnel, maybe it's time to switch and do in-person events, build in community. Like, how can you add the human back into your business? Because basically in 2020 to, like, I would say 2022, we had everybody's attention. You were making lots of money. It was easy to scale. And now that's not the case, right? So it's like you had so many leads coming your way. We needed funnels. We needed applications. We needed barriers to entry so that by the time they get to you, it's the right lead. Now, that's not the case. So if you no longer have an influx, take away the gates. So like, we're like, oh, funnel this and funneling people down. Why are we doing this? Just be open to everybody. Like, flip the switch and do it differently. So instead of doing step-by-step process, how can you be more open? How can you connect with more people? So spearfishing works really well. Pop-up events like this. So we're doing both. We're connecting with people, and it's just like, I enjoy it, right? And so wherever I'm traveling, we add on an event. I meet local people, we connect, and then we film it, we put it online, so we get those that benefit as well. And so you slowly but surely, but like, it adds that human connection instead of just everything has to be scalable. I want to dig in though a little bit to your business. So what is your main money maker? Like, what is the one thing that if you sell that, you make the money you need to make?
Well, I have my signature program.
Yes.
That we used to launch once, twice, or sometimes 3 times a year.
Okay.
And that has brought in like over 1 million each year. So that's the main revenue generator. And I did something really scary right now, which is to put it on evergreen, because I cannot do any more live launches. And I want to do maybe smaller programs or maybe masterminds or teaching teachers, like coaching teachers.
So you are making all your money from live launches and now you don't want to do them anymore?
No.
Tell me what the launches were like and tell me why you don't want to do them.
Because it was 2 months of work just on that. I used to do some kind of a live event, like boot camp or challenge, and then webinars, and then usually like maybe a sneak peek, and then onboarding them into the program.
If you want to scale and get to like 10 million, you can't be doing all that. Yeah. Okay, it's too much stuff.
Yeah.
Simplicity is what scales. So how can you do less and make more? So like, maybe it's even getting rid of the membership and just staying focused on the signature program and then doing a challenge or a live workshop every month. So instead of this buildup of a 2-month like launch, and then everyone hates launching. Launching sucks. Okay, it's time consuming. You wait forever to get the money. Instead of that, why not like a challenge that's doable and manageable, or a live paid workshop, not free, that people come to every month? Just run that every month. So instead of getting, like, how many clients would you get with the big launch?
Around 500.
So maybe you do one of those every single month and you get 100 or 150 each time.
So I'm shifting to that. So the evergreen model that I'm talking about is still, I'm going to have a webinar once a month, bringing people in.
Yes.
I'm going to do that once a month, and I'm going to have like a live training for the membership. So I'm going to have 2 things happening at the same time, because I want to simplify that so I could do different things.
So I don't like the 2 things happening at the same time.
Okay.
That's what leads to the overwhelm. So tell me, well, how much is the signature program versus the membership?
So the membership is $39 a month or $299 for the year. And then so now it's $497. And the reason why I like doing both, because before both of them confused people, because we had the live, like the community, and the goals were the same. And they kind of like butchered the other.
Right.
And then now it feels like they're completing each other, because one is just about speaking in community and the other one is just about the professional aspect of pronunciation, for example.
Okay. Why not just combine them? Because if you want to learn a language, you need to practice it. Like, the person who's doing the professional one still needs the community. Yes. And also community is the differentiator, right? Like if you're worried about AI, you add community, that's the piece that AI can never do. You're never going to get that from an app. Like basically combining it into one offer, then you have one thing to sell. Yeah. You're also not competing, because how much is the signature program is $497 a month, or just $497 one time?
No, one time.
Okay, and then $39 a month for the membership. Like, what does that look like to combine that into one experience? And the other thing is, I think you need to raise the price.
So that's the thing, because I have people who don't live in the US necessarily,
right,
and don't live in Europe. And I feel like the membership was something, I do have a lot of free content for people who cannot afford my programs or anything. But I also feel like $497 would be impossible for so many people who want to work with me. I feel like I want volume more than, like I would rather have more people paying less than less people paying more.
Okay, but that means working more, right? Working more and making less. So you're really killing your margins when you do that. Who is your ideal client for this program? Because it's not everybody who wants to learn English.
It's someone who already speaks English well, and they potentially, like it's an immigrant living in the US. Their English doesn't align with their identity, so they can't express themselves, they can't connect, they can't create new relationships.
But you were talking about people who don't necessarily live in the US or Europe, right? This is part of the problem. All of this is going to prevent you from scaling this company. Who is your ideal client needs to be one person, not everybody. Other people can join, but you still need to have one person, like the discipline of it. These are things we all know, but we keep eroding it. Right? We're like, I have one ideal client, but I'm just going to offer this other thing for these other people this one time to make some quick money. Great. You make that quick money, but then you give up the long-term money of people knowing what you do and who you do it for. Because then it starts to dilute your message. So sometimes we're making fast money and giving up long-term wealth, sustainable wealth, because we keep switching it up. So do the same thing for as long as possible. And like, if your business is boring, that's how you know you're doing the right thing, right? It needs to get boring. A profitable business is boring. It runs like clockwork. Your team can run it without you. You make money. You're free to do things like this. My business is running and I'm not there, right? I'm there. I work 3 days a week. And even on those days, I don't work 8 hours. There are weeks where I have nothing to do. So I'm like, okay, well, guess I'm not working today. I'll go write or work on something else, you know? So that's what's possible, but only if you're willing to simplify. Yeah. As soon as you're splitting your time and your team's time on these two different trainings, you're lowering the amount of money that you could be making. If you took all that time and energy and put it on one marketing offer, you would make more and work less.
And what do you think about having one offer with 2 tiers?
I think you can do that. I think if you're gonna do tiers, I would do 3.
Okay.
But you still want to have one main one that you're really funneling everybody to. And the other ones they could be price anchors. Like, I would rather see you take everything included as one base offer that's like a lot more than this. Because think about the result you're getting people, right? Like this is massive and you're charging a very little. And I think when you charge so little too, you can cause people to give it less attention. So less people wind up getting results because they're not paying that much. So they're like, I don't feel like doing it today. Whereas if you pay $10,000 for something, you're like, let me show up and do that. Let me make sure I'm on these calls. Let me make sure it's all in my calendar. You're gonna do the work. So like lowering the price, sometimes you're not really doing your client any favors because it lowers their commitment. And also too, like it lowers what you can give them for that price point. Whereas you can go deeper with them, help them get more results when you charge more and you have healthy margins.
I think it's part of the fear and the mindset that, like things are changing and people don't have money and, like people.
That is a story that exists in a certain segment of the internet. and
in my head.
Yeah. And stop telling yourself that, because there are plenty of people who are out here winning. We have plenty of clients that are in our mastermind that hit 7 figures for the first time last year. In 9 months, went from 500,000 to $1 million. Lots of people doubling their revenue. Plenty of people are making money. So you can listen to all the noise, but we're not Apple. right? We're not a massive conglomerate, giant corporation. So the economy doesn't necessarily have to affect us. Probably each of you need how many clients? 10, 100, right? Even 1,000 is a very small amount of people. So what's happening in the mass economy doesn't necessarily impact you still have those 10 you can find. You can still find those 100 people. So it's actually like, stop taking on that noise. It's noise. Just put it over there. Focus on where you're going. This is what I'm here to do. This is how many clients I need to get. This is how I'm going about getting them, and march towards it and just execute. That's it. Stop thinking about what everybody else is doing. Stop thinking about what the economy is doing. Stop thinking about AI. All of that is a distraction, distracting you from hitting the goal. So like, keep your eye on the prize. So the key is, know what the plan is. I need to have one offer. I need to have one client that I'm offering this solution to. I have one marketing channel that I'm using to find those people, and just stay hyper-focused. That focus, I'm telling you, all of you will probably double your revenue if you actually just focused. If you actually allowed yourself to be less distracted, if you stopped scrolling, and if you stop paying attention to what your friends are doing, especially the ones that are complaining. So the people who are like, oh, this isn't working, or everything sucks, great, don't stay away from them, because they're going to take your mindset to the wrong place, and they're not gonna help you get to where you're going. The focus is where your money is at. And I promise you, if you sit down and say, okay, this is my plan, I'm sticking to it. I don't care who I see doing what. I don't care who's saying this works well. I'm just gonna stay focused on this plan for at least 3 months consistently. And then I'm gonna assess. And if it's working, I'm gonna do it for another 3 months. And then if it's still working, I'm gonna keep doing it, right? Like, why are we changing things that are working? Which I see my clients do all the time. That worked last month, what should I do this one? The same thing that worked last month, why are we changing it? That consistency is where it's at. Allow yourself to focus on the goal that you set for yourself and how you wanna go get it. Don't be distracted. That's where your money is at, okay? So, is that helpful?
Yeah, very helpful.
Okay.
Can I summarize it really
Yes.
quickly? Put the two offers together.
Yes.
Convince myself that it's possible first.
Don't convince yourself, just do it.
Okay.
Allow yourself to do a test. When I'm scared, I do a test. Take a segment of your audience, like maybe there's somebody who came to a workshop at one point. Take those 25 people or those 500 people, whatever it is, and just send it to that small segment of your list and say, I'm thinking of a new way of working with you. Here's what it would look like. I'm gonna do a beta test. It starts on this day, it's gonna go till this time, and if we like it, we could keep going after that. Who wants to join me? Here's what it is, it's a limited time, and see what happens. I bet you'll see that everybody wants to do it, and then that'll give you the confidence to roll it out to your whole list. Keep summarizing.
Create one channel leading to one offer.
Yes.
If I do tiers, I do 3, but ideally 1.
Yes. And trust me, people are responding more right now to high touch than memberships, because people are like, they're over the sort of like, throw a whole bunch of stuff at me. They're just like, I need to know for sure I'm gonna get the result. So if you have something that's working and it's still working, leave it alone. But if it stopped working, change with the times. I bet you they'll respond more to a $5,000 offer than they're responding to the 500. And you get to go deep and really get that transformation. Think about the testimonials you're gonna have from those people. So start charging for the result that you're actually creating. And then when you wanna give back from your profits. Don't give back from empty pockets, because this is what we do. And we're trained as women to give and give and give. Even when we have nothing, we give from our nothing. You know what I'm saying? So we have even less than that for ourselves. No, that's not the world we want to live in. So create an abundance, pay yourself what you deserve to be paid for the transformations that you are actually creating for people. Then with that overflow, you can say, actually, I want to help this school create I'm going to like put my curriculum in this school, right? I'm going to, offer scholarships. There are ways to give back from your overflow, because if your money's sustainable, then your overflow for other people can be sustainable, right? But if you're giving from nothing, then when that goes down to 0, you're not going to be able to give, and you're not going to have for yourself either. So take care of yourself first, okay? So yes, combining those offers, one marketing channel. I like a paid workshop or a paid challenge, because even with webinars, people don't show up as much as they used to. So a paid offer, you're gonna get 100% attendance, even if it was $47, you know what I mean? And that's gonna allow you to have better leads in the room. It's no longer about the crowd. It's no longer about, oh, I need 10,000 people because it looks impressive. No, give me 100 people who are my ideal clients. I prefer that than the crowd. The crowd is a vanity metric. You know what I'm saying? And we've sort of optimized our businesses for this vanity metric that doesn't actually make us money. Oh, all of these people are commenting on my posts. Cute, right? I would like to, look, I have 200,000 Instagram followers. I have friends who have millions. They don't make anywhere near as much as I make. From those 200,000 Instagram followers, I am making millions of dollars that they can't make, like even $1 million from their 5 million followers, right? So fame and fortune are not the same, okay? You can do more with less, right? When you're talking to the right people. So stop thinking about how many people can I get so that it looks like I have all this attention. All that attention is time consuming, okay? And then you just get offers all day that are a waste of your time. My publicist will book me for stuff and I'll be like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Like, these are not necessarily my people, or there's not enough of them, or who's watching the news anymore? No one. Like, people are watching YouTube channels more than they're watching the news. Why am I here? I don't need Good Morning America. I'd rather be on a highly optimized YouTube channel. I will sell more books on a YouTube channel or a great podcast talking to my ideal clients than I will going on Good Morning America. I mean, it's just the truth of the matter. So like, get over the vanity of it, but focus on your money first, because that's going to take care of the most important thing. Okay. Yeah. All right. Do you feel like you know what you need to do?
Thank you so much.
Are you going to do it?
I'm going to, yeah. I think I already have ideas on how to do it. It's going to take me some time because I've just made some changes, but I'm thinking about closer to the end of the year.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't push it to the end of the year. Do this experiment as quickly as possible.
Okay.
So that you can create this belief for yourself. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm telling you, all of these things, there's a lot of stuff. It's so funny. My mother used to say to me, when you're in your 20s, everything is a big deal. And then you get in your 30s and you don't care about any of it, right? She was talking about relationships. But it's similar as an entrepreneur. When you're making $50,000 a year in your business, or even $100,000, like you feel like, oh, I have to write every newsletter. I have to do this thing. I have to do it just so. It all has to be just perfect. And then you get to $1 million and you let go of some things, but you're still like, oh, but this has to be this way. This has to be this way. When you get to 10 million, you don't care about none of that. Let me tell you. You still have standards that you're holding and your team is holding, but you're just not worried about the minutia, okay? So like, question this thought that like, I can only do it if or after, well, because I just made changes and I can't make more. Of course you can. You can change whatever you want whenever you want. Okay. And the quicker you make those moves, the more you're going to create momentum, and you're going to make this year a better year for you. So don't leave it to the end of the year, because then 2027 will be a good year, but you could have a great 2026. Okay? Thank you so much. You're so welcome. There you go. Okay, tell me your name.
Pilar.
Pilar. Okay. Yes. So tell us about your business. What kind of business do you have? Who are your clients that you're serving? And like, what's your big money maker in your business?
So I'm a freelance designer and illustrator.
Awesome.
I would tell you like the biggest money makers for me at the moment is like when I get hired by an agency that I freelance for.
Yes.
And especially like if it's like 3-6 months contract, like that's where I make the money for the most part.
Okay.
I work with small entrepreneurs like Amina, for example.
Yes.
I did her cover.
Oh, you did that?
Yes.
You did the gorgeous cover of her book?
Yes.
Oh my God. I don't know if you saw the Ambition Trap by Amina Altai. She's one of my clients. She had a gorgeous, gorgeous book cover. I wrote the foreword for that book. She did the design. And it was really beautiful. Oh my God, you're very talented.
Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, like I've been lucky enough to work with her for a number of years. I feel like my question for you was because I still feel trapped in my old identity. I used to work in an agency in Brooklyn. And yeah, for me, like I moved back here to kind of like be more of my own thing. But that has been honestly kind of impossible for me, or at least it has felt.
Why does it feel impossible?
The short answer is that my energy really closed up when I moved back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I used to be like a super social person back in the States, like kind of became the queen of the agency. Everybody knew me. And then I moved back here and I feel like I became like this, like the tarot card that is like the solitary kind of thing. Had its good side of it, has given me like a lot of perspective around what I've done so far. But at the same time, I think that element of feeling comfortable where I'm living has had a huge impact for me.
Okay. Is it like you haven't found your community here, or is that what it is, or what is causing that?
I feel like I came back here and everyone expected the Pilar from before I left, and I cannot find the freedom to like reinvent myself.
Yes.
Somehow.
So I think this is so normal. I feel like all of us have experienced some version of this, right? Where we move away and then you go back home and sometimes you revert back to your like the teenage version of you or whatever, because that's what you sort of like are when you're in the dynamic when you're with your family of origin. But that's okay. Like we change, right? We evolve. When I became an entrepreneur, I wanted to hang out with other entrepreneurs because I wanted to talk to people who were going through what I was going through. And I didn't really have any friends, but I went to events, things like this, and that's how I met them. So like even my closest friends that I'm on group chat with every day, that's how I met them, just like through the grapevine, right? So I think one of your requirements then is going to be like finding your new community. So you could have like your old friends that you grew up with, your cousins, like your people, and still love them and hang out with them, but go get some other people as well that help you be your bigger self, right? And who are, appreciate that version of you. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just the sort of the old version, right? So you need friends that work for the Pilar you are now. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely, like, I go back to the States quite a lot. And for me, it's like literally every time I step into New York, it's like, I feel like,
okay. So then you need to move back to New York or
easy.
Seriously.
Easy.
Or find your community here, right? Like there's entrepreneurs here.
Oh, yeah.
There's somebody, like some group of people that could be your people here. So we got to recreate that where you are, right? So that you can be. One of the things I was talking about in my webinar last night is when you're a successful person, you need to what successful people do is create the conditions for them to thrive, right? So it's not just, I have the offer, whatever, but it's also having a support network. Like I've got my squad I can talk to who pump me up every day, right? Like I have a coach or a mentor I could talk to. Like I have all those things around me that help me to succeed, So making sure you have that is key. So I really want you to like make that something on your to-do list where you find entrepreneurial events, you go to places where you can find your people and you're like, I'm on a quest to find new besties. You know what I mean? And maybe some of these folks might be one of them, and so you're here, you're already doing it, but just do more of that so you can find your people. Community is so critical to our success. So don't try to keep going alone I think the other thing too is like longing for the community that you had in New York. Unless you're going to go there and get it, you got to find a way to recreate it here, So like they're somewhere around here. You just got to go find them.
Like whenever I'm freelancing for an agency, I'm doing what I used to do, which is mostly like product design work, like websites, apps, all of that. And I think that subconsciously for me, like money always comes from the place that feels the safest, no? And I think subconsciously for me, like the side of me that it's an employee is what feels safe.
My next book is literally about women and risk. And so I'm literally studying risk right now, like reading all these research articles, all these studies that have been done. And that's actually not true. So there's all these studies that show that women, when we don't take risks, we wound up missing out on so many things. Like there's even health issues that happen because we don't take risks. and take chances, creating the life that we want for ourselves. And we do everything we can to stay safe. And of course, there's societal things at play that prevent women from taking risks. So that's a part of what I'm sharing in this book as well. So I want to encourage you to take more risks, because all of the things that you, like whatever doesn't exist right now that you want to exist, you have to take a risk to go get it, right? Like that's the only way to usher it in. So my question to you is, what do you want? Do you want like a full-time job, or do you want to be an entrepreneur? Either one is good, but which one do you want?
Like the idea of being more free, like feels so good to me.
Yes.
At the same time, I'm a very routine kind of person. I battle with that also. Like the thing for me is that it has been very difficult to like look forward, because like all my former colleagues, like they're all working in like Apple, Google, making a lot salary wise. So for me, like it has been very difficult to like look at other things to do, or like see myself doing something else that would bring in more than that.
How much are your colleagues at Apple or wherever they're working making? What kind of salaries are they getting?
I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but like around the 300 grand.
Okay, 300 grand. You can make that in your business. Literally, when I started out, this is exactly where I was, right? I graduated from law school. I did a clerkship. And then all my friends were working at big firms, making, 150, 200,000. And I was making 60,000 as a solo lawyer in year one, right? Year two, I made 300 grand. And I've made more than them for the rest of my career, right? That's what it looks like. Sometimes you're sacrificing for a short period to get something up and running. And then once you do, if you build your own agency, for example, or you create, you make a name for yourself as a freelance designer and just get a set of great clients, you could easily make that 300 grand, if not more, and still have that freedom. So those things are not at odds. And you could still have a routine. I have a routine, right? Like I do this. I don't necessarily do exactly the same thing every day, but my routine is the same every day. You know what I mean? Like I get up and I do the same set of things. So you can create a routine for yourself. You don't have to have a job doing that for you. You know what I mean? Stop looking to what your friends are doing. Like who do you want to work with? Like who are your ideal clients?
Beyonce, like wholeheartedly, I would tell you. Like, I don't know. I think I would love to do stuff that feels more aligned at the end of the day for me, like businesses that I feel like I can create something beautiful and that has impact as well.
Just think about like, okay, so Beyonce's company is Parkwood, right? I know one of the women that works there. She actually runs the whole thing. And that's like a doable thing, right? So you could say like, okay, my goal is to have Beyonce be one of my clients, right? It's about taking your goals seriously. And not thinking of them as some pipe dream, right? Because that's what we do. We laugh at ourselves when we say, oh, I want to do this or I want to do that. Why? Somebody's going to do her design work. It could be you. And she loves to work with women. She loves to give opportunities to people, right? Like how I would think about it is, okay, who does the hiring at her company? Where's her company showing up? What conferences can I get myself to? What events can I get myself to so I can be in the room and meet them? Like there's a method for anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to do, no matter how outlandish your goal sounds, there's a formula and there's a way of taking it seriously and showing up and making it happen, So think about that. And maybe you want to work with musical artists and that's who your ideal clients are. So what can you do to break into that world? So like whatever it is, just take it seriously and start taking steps to get there. So who else? Like, is it values aligned companies? Like, tell me what you mean by that.
I would say so, yeah, like values and like lifestyle in general. But I mean, to be like, yeah, like I would love to do more branding for hotels, for example, or like, awesome. Something like real estate related. Yeah, things that feel aligned.
Yes. If I wanted a bunch of clients who were hotel owners, there's this conference for boutique hotel owners that they do in the US. They probably have one in Europe as well. Go to that conference. You will probably leave there with 3 clients. And that's what I used to do as a lawyer. If I wanted like small business owner clients, I would go to their events and I would leave with tons of clients. You know what I mean? Because that in-person connection is so much more valuable than just, it's like it takes so much longer to get to know someone online versus when you know them in person, it's easy, to build that trust and connection. Mm-hmm. So like whoever you want to work with, hotels, Beyonce, right? Whoever it is, create your plan. You know what I mean? Start looking up the kinds of hotels that you would like to work for, and then look at what kinds of events do they go to. Start following some of the people who are higher up at that company, right? Mm-hmm. And you can reverse engineer your way into getting hired by these places, okay? And then, put the word out. This is the type of people, when you introduce yourself, I'm a designer, I specifically work for boutique hotels. And then they'll be like, oh, my friend owns a boutique hotel. Let me connect you, right? So like, just start owning it even before it's happened. Is this helpful?
Yes, and just like talking about Beyonce, I vividly remember bawling when you mentioned her and like all the donations that she does.
Oh yes.
In your book.
Yes.
So, just that made me very emotional. Yeah.
Okay, so your homework is I want you to find community here. What about like, isn't there a Soho House here? Are there a lot of creatives there? Yeah. Like, what about, joining or even just going to some of their events that are open to non-members so you could start meeting other creatives and entrepreneurs in the city,
I thought about that, yes.
Yeah. And, you gotta make, a decent amount of money to join Soho House. It's not so expensive, but so it's also people who are like, they're obviously making things happen for themselves, right? So it's good to be around folks who are already having some success. So community is step one that I want you to do. Step two is decide who your ideal client is. I want you to spend some time thinking about who that is, and then find events that are either in Spain or somewhere where you could get to that you could go to and sign up for the next one.
Okay.
Okay. And a good one to think about is Cannes Lion. It's happening in June. It's in France.
Oh, yeah.
It's the advertising conference, and they have an influencer ticket that's like €1,000 or something like that. They also offer scholarships for professionals depending on their age. I don't know how old you are, but check out their ticket options. That would be a good place to go because there's going to be a ton of people there that you could potentially get hired by. Okay. So just put yourself in those rooms and meet people. Okay?
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Barcelona is perfect because it has all the conventions in the world.
I know.
City of conventions.
I know.
Every week there's
There's
20
something.
conventions.
Yes.
So there's real estate, there's this.
Exactly. I'm telling you, just get a ticket and go to some of these things. It's amazing what can happen when you just put yourself in a room.
True. I think, to be honest, there's a certain level of closed-mindedness
Yes.
for me. I mean, on an experience level, because so many doors open to me when I moved to the States. It's very difficult, really, for me to think that could happen here.
Yeah. Well, that's just a story.
I know.
And it's made up.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So stop giving that story power. Start looking for evidence that story isn't true. That's how you challenge limiting beliefs and change it in your brain. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I love that you're going to solve two problems with one. You're going to get clients and community just by getting out there and going to events.
Nice.
Who's next?
Me.
Okay, let's do it. Hello. Okay, so tell everybody your name, what your business is, who your ideal client is, and what your main moneymaker in your business is.
So I'm Lihi, but you can call me Lily. I do psycho-astrology. It's the combination between psychology and astrology, and I do coaching.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Who's your ideal client?
I think the ideal customer is like me a few years ago, you know what?
It usually is.
Yes.
And describe you a few years ago.
Probably in relocation.
Okay.
They don't need to be in relocation, but they do a big change. Maybe the change is in the age or the job or having kids or something. And they have asking themselves, who am I now? Now I speak with a lot of women, and the question that I hear is, what will I be in the future? They're asking me.
Yes.
And I hear a lot, and I just want to say them, you are in the future.
The future is now. I love it. So tell us how you sell what's your main coaching package that makes the most money?
The thing that I do one-on-one session.
Okay.
I always start with a map. The map is 1 hour and a half meeting. And then I do coaching, like how to take the map to the real life. The thing that I do, I know. But the problem is that I go with the flow, you know? If I have energy, I work a lot. And me and the universe, we are very good friends. If I decide, you know, that I'm open, the universe is like, let's go. And then closing, you know what I mean? I need to rest. I do all in, and then now I go to Netflix. You know.
Let's talk about that too, because can't your everyday just also have rest and work? Like, can we put it in manageable containers so that you're not going hard for a long time and then exhausted and then I don't want to talk to anybody for a while?
Yeah.
Right? Like, because that's what I used to do, burn myself out repeatedly. I think a lot of women are on a cycle of burning themselves out, right? Like hustle, 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 and then I have nothing left.
Yes.
And then your money gets affected when you have nothing left, right? So it's not sustainable. So instead, having a calendar that like every week feels manageable and sustainable, every week feels spacious. This is part of why we need to charge more. You charge too little, you have to work so much, and then you burn yourself out, then you can't work at all. It's a vicious cycle. So, and we do this thing where we'll fight for it, right? We'll convince ourselves, no, I want to do more work for less money, you know? And I'm like, no, you don't. Tell me, do you have like one package that you sell them, or you just figure it out as you go?
I always start with the map, and then I have the coaching things, but I always said, let's start with a map, because with a map, I do it very, very good. But then with the coaching, when you go to the astrology map, it's like a wow effect, you know? It's like, whoa. And then coaching is life, you know? It's not that wow every day. It's like something is better, but sometimes no, it's like life.
Yeah.
And then there is not a wow effect. And I have something with the wow effect.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it's easy for me to sell the map. And to sell the coaching session inside of myself is harder.
So do you not want to do the coaching session?
It's a good question. I want to do it because I see the result, but it's not that exciting for me as the map.
So what I'm hearing is you don't want to do it. Is that what y'all are hearing? Because that's what I'm hearing. I'm like, you're trying to convince yourself that you want to do this other stuff.
Because with the map, I just need a lot of new people all the time, and it's a lot of work.
Do you though? Because maybe what you're doing is like the map is this massive thing and you're making it this small thing and charging too little for it. Yeah. So like, what do you charge for the whole coaching package with the map? What are you charging for that?
I'm charging with shekels. It's like, in euro, it's like 300 euro for 3 sessions.
Okay. And the map?
More maybe four.
Like 400 euros for 3 sessions. Yes. The first one, they do the map and then they get 2 follow-ups. Yes. Okay, so what would it look like to just charge a lot more? What's the problem? Why can't you charge more? Tell me.
Why can't I charge more? But maybe people won't come.
Yeah, maybe they won't. That's fine.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm fine with not doing work for people who don't pay me, right? Like, we don't need all the people, right? Like, how many clients would you need a year for you to be like, oh, I'm thrilled with what I'm making?
It depends how much they pay.
It does.
Yeah.
Correct. But right now, how many clients do you need a year?
Let's speak in a week, okay?
Okay.
Okay. If I have like, I don't know, 8 clients?
Okay, so 8 clients a week
is
easy for you.
Yeah.
Okay. What would it look like instead of charging those 300 euros or 400 euros for 3 sessions to just do the one map session and just charge a larger sum of money for that? Like, just charge more than, charge the 400 euros or charge 1,000 euros just for the map.
I can't curse now, no? It means, am I good enough for this amount of money?
You said your map was spectacular.
Yeah, it is.
So you were good enough 5 minutes ago. Now we're talking about money. Now you're asking the question, are you good enough?
Yes.
That's nonsense. That's the world out there. That's the world out there that has trained us to do more for less. And this is how you say, F you to that. You charge more.
Wow. What star sign are you?
I'm an Aquarius.
Of course, it's easy for you. It's easy for you. I'm a Taurus. You know what? It's for a Taurus to do it. For Aquarius, of course, charge, have fun.
That's why I'm here to help you.
Everyone needed Aquarius in this. Okay.
Right, because then you're making, so you would have 3 times less clients, make 3 times more. And there's no boss. You don't need anybody's permission to raise your price. You get to decide. So just decide. You decide, are you worth it? That's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So decide, declare to yourself that you are, and then make that happen. And your map is spectacular. You already have the testimonials. You know you're changing people's lives. Yeah. So just charge accordingly. And then you won't get burnt out.
Yes.
And then you'll be able to spend more time with people. And then when people want to call you and say like, oh my God, I'm implementing this thing. What do you think about, like you could do I'll do the map and then I'll answer your questions for 90 days. So if you send me a text or you send me an email, I'll send you an email back. And there's a limit. Like don't send me 50,000 emails, but most people won't, right? So it's just like, hey, you can have a small amount of access to me afterwards if you need a little direction. Or if you just want to tell me about it, but the map is the thing. Like that's the thing. That's what you're excited about. Make your whole business that. You don't have to do the part that drains you. Literally cut it. You are the boss. You get to decide. Okay, so are you going to do it? Here.
Book immediately because I'm going to raise all the.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. The price has gone up.
I'm sorry, girls. I think I will do it, but I will do it after I'm coming back from Thailand after Easter.
Okay, wait. Why are we waiting to make more money? Why are we delaying making more money?
I'm going home.
No, I'm just asking. Like, you can make more money and be less tired now. Why do you want to wait? What's making you say wait?
The fear to grow.
Yes. You know how you overcome that fear? You just face it and just do it anyway.
Yeah, right? This is what I tell other people to do.
Exactly. So you have to take your own advice.
You tell me to do it. Is it easy for you?
Is it easy for me to do it? No, it's challenging and I make myself do it.
Okay.
I'm just like, I bet on myself. I follow my instincts. I trust myself.
I can cry for this. Really, really.
And the way you build that self-trust is you make a move. And then you see, oh, I survived that move. Even if it didn't go how I wanted it to go, I figured out how to pivot. I figured out how to make it work for me. And then I was able to still move forward. So now I trust myself. So it's like, it doesn't matter what you throw at me. I'm so resilient. And I so 100% believe that everything is gonna work out. And I had a very hard year last year. There was just like every annoying, difficult thing that can happen in a business happened last year in my business and it sucked, you know? But I realized like the more I talk about what sucks right now, the more sucky things keep happening. I'm a manifesting generator. I'm a powerful manifester, right? So if I stay focused on what sucks, I'm gonna create more things that suck. So once I had that realization, I took myself out of it. Like, yeah, this sucks right now, but I ain't thinking about this. I'm thinking about where I'm going and how it's not gonna suck in the near future. And staying focused on that, that's what has ushered in this next level.
Yeah, but I'm not really agree with you.
Okay,
I'm not really agree. I believe in manifesting and seeing the goals, yes. But I think when you have a pain point or struggling,
yes,
it's important to see it because I think the big,
I agree.
Yeah, because I think the big change and transformation come from this.
To be clear, I'm glad you said that because I'm not saying don't face reality. I'm not saying gaslight yourself that you're not having the experience that you're having. Mm-hmm. Be honest about that. And also don't stew in it.
Yeah.
There is a way, like here's how I do it. If something bad happens to me or I don't like an experience that I have, and then I tell every person I know, and I just keep repeating the story. And I'm like, let me tell you what happened to me last week, right? And I keep repeating my sad story. That's where I'm sitting in it and I'm stewing in it. Versus I'm like, that sucked. I'm gonna sit with that. I'm gonna experience the feelings of that and not try to hide or run from those feelings. And I'm not gonna go repeat it everywhere. I'm not gonna go write a newsletter about it. I'm not gonna make it a podcast topic. I'm not gonna make it my whole identity for the next 3 months. You know what I mean? Because you know we could do that. Versus I'm accepting that happened. I face the feelings of it, and I still look to the future of what I'm creating.
And I can share what I learned from it.
Yes, exactly.
So I will raise the price.
Let's go. High five. I'm excited for you.
Thank you so much.
Your name, and tell us about your business. Tell us what your main moneymaker in your business is, and then what your challenge is.
Hi, Rachel. I am Rachel. And I am a lawyer, and I'm 30. And just a little background, when I went to law school, I had a project management company because my major was marketing in undergrad. So I just did social media for people's businesses and realized their businesses, like marketing was not their problem. It was their business systems. So I did that. That helped pay for law school.
Awesome.
And it also helped support me when I didn't pass the bar on my first go. So still got to earn some funds there.
Yeah.
And last year, I opened up my own law firm.
Okay.
And so I've only worked for another law firm when I was in law school. So not since I've been out. I like it. I get to live this full life and work remote and come to things like this. And now that I am starting my law firm and getting things going, right, haven't even had a full year yet. So on one hand, I am folding in the things from the past of, okay, that project management side. As a business attorney, you have seen how so many firms, they just kind of, all right, we'll do your paperwork, goodbye. Maybe you survive, maybe you don't. I hate that. I don't think that that's doing a good service, especially for the prices that we do charge. So wanting to add in more holistic, integrative law, that sort of thing. But I don't have much of a blueprint.
Okay.
What I'm doing. I am creating the infrastructure along the way. Some things that are my ideal clients, they're service-based businesses, no products, because no product liability, no waivers, I don't want any of that, no IP. I really like helping people get started on the right foot because I've been an entrepreneur for years and making sure they have that solid foundation so they can survive. And also succession planning is huge for me because my father's an entrepreneur and he had zero succession planning. So I have been doing that for him as part of the project management and getting him on board. I have finally started to get the clients just as people are learning, okay, this is what you do now, got it. I've been following you for a while, so narrowing down that $1 million offer has been something I've been working on and continuing to work on.
Okay.
Getting them started on that. They're coming in.
So you got to pick one because you're talking about people who are starting a business and then you're talking about people who are ending a business. And you should pick one for your ideal client. It's going to make your business easier. It's going to make your firm easier to market. You're talking to two totally different segments. So you could do anything for anybody, but you're going to make less money and work more. What I know is that there's a lot of baby boomers that are retiring. So helping them figure out what their plan is could be very profitable for you. But there's a lot of people starting businesses too. So your choice, you got to pick one though. So which one do you think you want to go with?
Succession planning, but that's the area where I have the least amount of infrastructure, prep, network, that I'm working on building the network and doing those things.
We don't want to choose what we're doing based on just what we have access to right now, right? Because then it really limits what you could do. Versus you're like, okay, I don't have that. I don't see what a problem. Why is that a problem? We can go get that. That's fine.
Because I need to pay rent in the meantime.
When you get clients, you'll work with them. You'll figure it out as you go. And then from there, you'll develop templates and other things and systematize what the offer will be. And you got your dad to be your first guinea pig, right? Yeah. So don't let that stop you, because if that's really what you want to be doing and then you're over here doing something you don't enjoy, you're going to make less money doing something you don't enjoy as much. When you're excited and hype about it, you're going to make more. And I don't hear anybody talking about this. I see a lot of lawyers marketing and a lot of lawyers build, practices, but they don't talk about succession planning. This is something I'm thinking about now also. Well, I already have leaders and things, but I don't have a written plan. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is very relevant and makes a lot of sense for the times that we're in. And it's a niche you could really carve out for yourself, but you have to follow that instinct, right? You're naturally drawn to it. Something in it is like calling to you, and you're like, no, I gotta stay focused on the new businesses. Everyone's doing that. This is an opportunity to do something different. I would make this your niche if I were you. How do you feel about that?
Okay.
I feel like I'm basically just here like, believe in yourself. Like, to sum up my coaching, believe in yourself, okay?
The main thing that I would just have with that is the proper preparation in getting in that space. Because I do believe whatever I prep, I'll get, but no? Okay.
There is no proper preparation, okay? Like, this is how it's the same thing, like, I'm gonna do it at the end of the year. I'll do it in a couple months, right? Like, we're always trying to delay this change. Yes. Just go for it.
Let's delay.
Let's not delay.
We should start now if we can do it today.
Why make money now when we could just keep not making money? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Make that move and don't create barriers to you making this happen. They're just made up barriers. Like, who's making you do proper preparation? What is proper preparation? You know,
like the price set. So like I have the price, but I don't like the automations or something. Like, oh, okay, someone I just got
like scheduling down, just like as a baby firm, like.
Right. Well, as a baby firm, like, when you need automation, when you got 100 clients to manage, when you got your first 2 or 3, you could do that manually. You know what I mean? Yeah. And in fact, you'll build automations that make more sense once you've worked with clients and you see the nuances of what that looks like. So I would go get those clients. So think about, like, where are the baby boomer business owners that are looking to retire? Who are they talking to? Right? Are they talking to probably financial advisors about retirement? So go introduce yourself to financial advisors. Go find the people that are connected to the people. Go find the events that they're going to. Who are they following online? And go start following them and showing up in the comments, showing up in those places. So focus on that. That's going to be a better use of your time than creating automations right now.
Okay.
And then also start talking about yourself as the succession lawyer. Like, this is what I do. This is who I do it for. I'm who you need when XYZ. And just everywhere you go, repeat it, so that then people can start referring people to you. Because trust me, there are people who need you who don't know anybody else who does what you're doing.
Last question.
Go for it.
I just threw a number on my price sheet for it, even though I have no clients in that, and I put at $6,000 a month. Does that even sound like an appropriate number? Too high, too low?
Does it sound good to you?
Yes.
Then I think it's a great number. You're the person who has to be happy because you're the one that got to show up and do the work, right? And just make sure you understand, like, what are they getting for that, right? And also for how long? For 3 months, for 10 months, like, that matters too. Yeah. But I think people expect to pay somewhere in that range for the kinds of things that you're going to do for them. But just you might have some education as part of this. You know what I mean? So maybe starting a YouTube channel and just educate people on this, what they need. When someone dies, like a celebrity, and they leave a business or leave something undone, that's an opportunity to talk about it. If you see these kinds of succession issues in the news, comment on it in your content. So this is, that's what you do to get started, so people start to know this is what you do. That's why it's so powerful to niche down and serve one client. Because then everybody's like, oh, this is the woman you go to for X. But if you're like, I do this, I do that, I do that, I do that, then they're like, I don't remember what she does. Make it simple and easy for people to understand what you do and who you serve. And then people will start sending clients your way.
Okay. Thank you.
So are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're done. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
So nice to meet you all. I'm Tal. I've just realized while you're talking, I've opened 2 main businesses in my life. Both of them were very successful. They had the fame.
Yes.
Like when people talk about me, both very different businesses, they will say, oh, she knows what she's doing. I never made the money. And now I'm on the verge of opening another business.
Yes.
And I want to make the money also.
Yes.
Something is stopping me, first of all, I have the idea, I have everything, I'm working on the business plan. I started making the connections a little bit. And first of all, I feel something is stopping me to just do it.
Yes.
And second of all, I don't want to go to the same pattern of making a business that everyone wants to be a part of, but not pay enough to be a part of.
Yes.
Because that's what I had in my past.
What is the business that you're about to start?
The new business.
Yes. What is it? Like, what are you doing and who are you doing it for?
Okay. My new business is a center for women 40 and up, perimenopause and menopause.
Yes.
The base of the center is training.
Okay.
I feel like women in these ages, doctors said they need to train. Everyone knows now they need weight training. They need. I was searching for myself, and I couldn't find any place that I'm comfortable in because every place has or men or women that are 20 years younger than me, and I don't want to train with them. Yes. I want to come with my pajama and train with my women.
Yes.
That's just the basic, the training. On top of that, because I'm a person of communities, I want to create a real community. I want women to. I want to create like a home for these women because I feel menopause, perimenopause, and menopause is like the second teenagers. You don't care about anyone else. You just want to be together. I don't even care about my kids and husbands anymore. I just want to be with my friends. And yeah, I just want to be with my friends, and I want a center that can help you do it. So there will be like, I don't know, there can be like talks about menopause, of course, and doctors and whatever, and specialists, but there can be like wine tasting or a book club or anything that will just keep us together.
Yes.
And my idea for this center is, especially for the beginning, you can pay only to train, and you can pay each activity. Or you can buy like 10 entrances, and then you can come 10 times. You can pay for the months, pay for the year. Yeah.
I feel like that's going to make it really hard for you to make money that's sustainable. Don't give them too many options. They don't need options. They need simplicity, and you need recurring revenue. So what I would do is just make it a membership. On this
one membership.
A membership, you pay a monthly fee, you get access to, you come here to train, and then you also can come to our talks, you can come to our gatherings. If you're a member, you could host your own events here for an additional fee, right? Like, so you decide what's included in the membership, and then run the math on what it costs you to run the center. And you want to make it so that you know exactly, like, the X number of members, all my costs are covered, including a salary for yourself. Yeah. Okay? That's how I would do it. Simple. Don't pay what you want, do this, do that. No. Because you're competing with yourself, right? So someone will come in and do one thing and not the whole thing. They might do the whole thing if that was the only option. Yeah. A lot of times when we buy a membership, we're buying it for one thing. I want this one thing, so I'm going to pay for it just so I can get the one thing. And then I get access to the other things, so I'm going to do those too. Oh, those are awesome, right? But I never would have done them if I could just pay $10 for the one thing. You know what I mean? So, like, don't take $10 when you could get $200.
Okay, I love it, but how do you start? Like, as a new center that no one knows you, why would she come and pay me, 200 euros for a month? She doesn't even know.
She's not paying because she knows you. She's paying because she loves the idea of it. She's sold on the vision. So you got to sell people on the vision. So again, let's say you need 200 founding members paying on a monthly basis to cover your costs for the first year, right? What I would do is I would go do talks like this in the communities, like where your 40 plus women are, and just do gatherings, show them what it's gonna look and feel like when they're a part of this center. It's like a club. Like, it sounds awesome. So like, do gatherings, and at the gatherings, tell them about what you're doing, tell them about why you're doing it, sell them on the vision, tell them everything that's gonna be included, and say, I wanna invite you to become a founding member. And as a founding member, you get these extra things, okay? And you say, I need 200 founding members to open this club. Will you help me get there? And then these women are gonna be like, take my money. I have 10 friends. I'm gonna convince them to join too. And like, let them be a part of making this happen. Yeah. And then they're going to love this place because they're gonna be like, oh, I helped create this place. I helped make this happen. And they'll be customers for life. So that's what I would do. We have to get comfortable asking for help and stop trying to do everything on our own and stop trying to struggle, okay? Other people want to join your vision. They want to be a part of it. You just got to invite them in and tell them what you need them to do.
How much would it cost for you to be on my shoulder all day, 24 hours a day? Another question that I'm struggling with, do I do it alone or do I go look for, because in my head, I'm scared. I don't have enough money to open a real center right now. So I'm really scared. So I'm saying, okay, I'll do a business plan and I'll find an investor. I'll find a woman that has the money and she'll put the money and I'll just manage it and be like...
Don't do anything until you know the numbers.
Okay.
So I would actually go start looking for a space.
Yeah.
I would talk to an architecture firm, a designer, find out what it costs to build it out. Find out what does it cost to outfit it, like find out what it costs for the gym furniture, gym equipment and all that. Literally run the numbers and get all your hard costs in. You don't have to have exact, but get a ballpark, okay? So do that, figure out, okay, it's gonna cost me X to open this place, all right? Now you could take on an investor or you can make your founding members the investors. So you could say, like, let's say it's gonna cost you 500 grand to open this place. Okay, so then can I get, I don't know, how many members do I need at $200 a month, right, for the first year to open it? So let's say each member is $2,500, or you could even sell lifetime memberships where they get to be lifetime members for $10,000. You know what I'm saying? And then how many of those do you need to sell in order to open this place? With 50, you could open it with 500 grand. You know what I mean? You can do it, but I wouldn't take on an investor before you know what the numbers are. Find out the numbers first, because the numbers might be smaller than you think. When we talk about things in a vague way, it's like this big outside thing. Versus like, if you really drill down to what the numbers are, you're like, oh, I could come up with that. You know what I mean? Or I could raise that. So I would look at the numbers first and see if you could raise it with your founding members so that you can be in control and be the boss. You don't have to answer to anybody else. And if you decide you want an investor, there's nothing wrong with getting that, but you'll have a better conversation when you know the numbers.
But do you know actual women that will actually pay for a center that doesn't even exist, for women that they don't even know?
Oh, yes.
Just for an idea.
People do it all the time, right? Like people, and that's why, like, if you could get, like, with your designer, you figure out, like, your startup cost might be getting, like, the design, the illustrations done on what the space is going to look like. Get that all mapped out so you can show what you're going to build. Really start putting the pieces in place and getting ready for it to happen. And then that way you can start pitching it. But I think if there was a gym in my area that was 40 plus women only, and we're gonna have talks about menopause and we're gonna hang out all the time, sold. You wouldn't have to tell me twice. You know what I mean? And for $10,000 to get a lifetime membership, I'd be like, done. And I get to help make this happen. You could even put their name on the wall. Like, these are our founding members. You know what I'm saying? And so they get to become pillars of that community. I think people would want to do that.
Mind-blowing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have no words. Will you join my...
Where is it going to be?
In Barcelona.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully in my neighborhood, that I think it's the perfect neighborhood for this. And maybe I'll open in Portugal after.
Exactly.
Maybe
Right.
that's just the first branch.
Exactly. Then you're franchising.
Yeah,
exactly. So cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Make this happen.
I am. I will.
We need you to do this.
Yeah, I just need to stop everything else I'm doing to do that, but yeah.
Well, you don't have to stop it. Here's how I think about it. When I have a new business venture, I think of it as a hobby. So I'm like, I fit it into the hobby time. I have this beach house that has been sitting. I mean, I have a property manager that was renting it, but it was like basically returning rentals. And I'm like, where's the off-season money though? Like, it's just high season. And so I was like, you know what? Forever I've wanted to fire them and put it on Airbnb. But I was like, I don't got time to manage it. And so during Christmas break, I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna put this on Airbnb and see what happens. I got so many inquiries in such a short period of time. I was like, oh my God. So I had to hire a property manager really quickly because I don't live where the beach house is. And it's now up to like $70,000 in rentals. And it's been up since January. I think it was New Year's Day actually that I put it up there. And it's getting so many bookings. We don't have a single review yet. Our first booking is today. Like they just checked in. So it's like, but that's like a hobby, right? It doesn't take a lot of my time. I just got to talk to the property manager every now and then. But it's like, I did it when I had a break and it's fun for me. So think of it like that, like on a weekend, go to a cafe, spend some time doing the research to figure out and start walking the neighborhood and seeing what's for sale. Start looking at the commercial listings for real estate. Like, just make it a hobby and make it fun for yourself, putting the pieces together, okay? So don't make it like, I'll do this later when I have more time. Just fit it in where it's fun. You know, you can have Netflix on in the background, a glass of wine, and going through the real estate listings. You know what I mean?
I'm on it.
Okay, let's go.
Thank you so
let's
much.
go.
Thank you so much.
So give us the 411, name, company, who you serve, current challenge.
Okay, so my name's Michelle. I'm from the UK but live in Valencia. I've been in Spain for 6 years now and I'm very busy. So I have my own business and it's a quality consultancy. So I work with UK companies around closing the gender pay gap.
Awesome.
I also teach English because part of my residency, it's a long story I won't go into, so my time is like limited. My main challenge is the lead-in time it takes for companies to finally say yes to working with me. Okay. So it's not unusual to have a client reach out, say last January, and then say this January, oh, we're ready to work with you, which causes me a lot of stress. And I find myself kind of scrambling for like smaller pieces of work to keep me tied over. Yes. And it's funny you were talking about the fame and fortune. So I don't want to say I'm famous in my sector, but I'm quite well known. But the fortune, everyone's like, you must be so busy. And I'm like, yes. I'm like, no, I'm not. So there's that side. The second thing is that because I'm located here in Spain, there's like a new pay transparency law that's coming to Europe. And so I want to do some work around that. So I guess my questions are, how do I shorten the kind of UK lead times? And I don't really know how to get started with the European side, especially as my Spanish is okay, but I'm not sure that it's like business level yet. So I don't really know where to start with that.
So let's start with the pipeline first. This is a very common problem. So this is how I helped a client of mine who is an agency that served corporations, so similar situation, solve this. Because right now you're responding to, right? Like you're waiting for them to inquire. Is that what's happening?
Yes and no. So I do quite a lot of like cold emailing, which I think I've just got into the habit of. It doesn't really work. I'm pretty active on LinkedIn, but I've kind of fallen out of love with it because when I looked at where people were coming from, people knew me from LinkedIn, but I weren't necessarily getting clients from there. I think it's now more word of mouth because I've been doing it for so long, but the lead-in time is still really, really long.
When you think of like a time where you got the most clients, what were you doing that was generating more activity? Like what's been your most effective marketing strategy?
I think it's been speaking. Mm-hmm. But I haven't done much of it because I haven't traveled a lot. And now that I have this job that I have to have for my residency, I can't just hop on a plane to the UK as and when. So I'm having a bit of a challenge in terms of where do I find people that fit in with all of the things that I have to do time-wise.
What about virtually? Speaking virtually, is that doable?
It is doable, but I think sometimes what tends to happen is the people that will come, they'll come and they'll be like, yes, great, interesting, but they're not necessarily always the decision makers, or they'll say, yes, this is important now, and then something else will happen over there in the business, and they'll say it's been put on the back burner. It's not that I can't attract people, but I'm either attracting the wrong people who don't have the power to buy, or I'm attracting them at the wrong time, like they're not ready to buy in like 2 or 3 months.
Right. So for the cold outreach, you said it never works?
Not really.
Does it tell me why not really and not just no?
I think it helps to like build my newsletter list and helps to build that visibility, but in terms of paid clients that came from that, it hasn't done that. It hasn't done that. And I've kind of got into a habit of feeling like, oh, I should be doing that because that feels like I'm working.
I think that you have a business where it's a little too passive. Like you're doing the cold outreach, but besides that, what I really want you to do, this is a long-term thing though, I want you to write a book. Have you written a book?
No.
I think you should write a book. Okay. You're well known on this topic. You've worked a lot in this topic. I think it would open doors for you to be involved in the pay transparency in Europe as well. That's what I would do, is I would write a book on this topic. And you can sort of synthesize your work, your point of view, right? Like the work that you've been doing, tell the stories from some of the work that you've been doing, and like, what do people need to know about this now? So I would do that, and I think you could do a mini version of that. Like, what if you were to just write a short white paper or an ebook on this topic? And then when you're cold emailing people, you're sending them this book and you're letting them know what's in it for them, why they should prioritize this, how this is going to benefit their organization. So you cold pitch them and you attach the book. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And then that becomes like, we want some anchor content that lets them know you're the woman for the job. And so it gives them something to respond to, it gives them something to hold on to. And so they might flip through it. You could do a physical version and mail it to them so that it's physically in front of them instead of just email. That's so easy to get lost. I would do something like that. And I think that sort of being your calling card, create sort of like the mini version, just something that looks nice enough, print it out, ship it to them. You could even just bind it at like whatever the local office depot is here, you know what I mean? And just ship it out to them with a note and send it to 100 companies. So like do the cold outreach, but more effectively, and specifically send it to, of course, the person who is the decision maker on this. And think about like, who is bothered by this? Who's stressed about this? Who's tasked with solving this problem, right? Like that's the person you need to talk to. Level up the cold outreach rather than just an email. And then this same piece of content, you can circulate it online. You could do a talk about it. You could send them this book and then say, I want to invite you to a talk where if you don't have time to read the book, you can come hear me speak about it on this date. And you just do a virtual talk and do one every month. Do the same one every single month and invite the decision makers and see if they show up. Basically, more proactive, getting in front of them and reminding them why this is important, reminding them why this is a now thing. Because what we want is like, if you're in front of 100 companies and they're all thinking about hiring you, somebody's gonna say yes now, others are gonna say yes later, right? So we need to have more people in the pipeline so that, you know, somebody's saying yes every month instead of just once a year. You know what I mean? Yeah. Does this feel doable?
Yeah, it does actually, because you're not the first person to tell me to write a book, and I gently told that other person no. But with the paid transparency stuff, I'm actually in the process of creating a toolkit. So as you were talking, I was thinking I could actually take some bits from that.
Yes.
And another idea that I had, and I was a bit like, it's not going to be possible because I've not been able to travel to the UK very much. I've just kind of just stayed in Valencia and not really done anything. But then the other day I was like, well, why don't I put something on here and have people come to me? And then I was like, oh
yes,
I'm sure people won't, nobody will be interested, but you're here doing this. So I'm thinking, well, why can't I do something similar?
Exactly. So first of all, people definitely want to leave cold and gray and come to sunshine.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and also too, if you make it like an in-person thing, like a workshop that you do here, people would love to get their bosses to pay for them to go to Spain for a few days. You do a workshop and then you give them some free time so they can enjoy themselves as well. Make it close to the weekend so they can stay for the weekend. And I think you will have people say yes. So follow that instinct. So that it's like now you're sending a cold email that's like, here's this piece of content. Come to my next virtual event. At the virtual event, you invite them and say like, would you like to join me and learn about this together in Spain? Yeah. So like now you've got 3 amazing offers and ways that you're getting in front of them that are different than what they expect, that they're gonna be like, wait, Spain? Wait, I get to go to Spain? And what I would even do is I would include a letter. Here's a letter to submit this to your boss to get them to pay for it. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? And so just write the letter for them. So they just pop in their boss's name and send it. This is how this is going to benefit this organization. Like do the work for them to make it easy to get it approved. So that could be some good money as well. But yes, you need to write that book.
Okay.
But now let's do the minimum viable version of that, right? So more proactive. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we're like, I'm not making any money, but if you look back, you're like, oh, because I stopped doing all the things that worked. Yes. So that's why we stopped making the money. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, if a channel stops working, we don't abandon the channel and do nothing. We got to replace it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if your way of getting in front of people was LinkedIn, that no longer works. Great. Now what's the new thing we're going to do? You know? And also always prioritize your fun. If you're prioritizing, like if you're doing this workshop in Spain, they're coming to you, it delights you, you have a good time, you get to do this great work, they get to come to Spain. Like when you follow those instincts, you wind up hitting gold. Yeah. So trust yourself, trust your ideas.
Yes. I don't know why I didn't think that anyone from the UK wouldn't want to come to Spain, because I'm from the UK.
And you're here in Spain.
And I live here, and I'm not going back. So when you put it like that, I'm like, oh, of course, Michelle, duh.
That's a strategy is always obvious in hindsight, yes. You know? For me too, so don't feel bad. Is this helpful?
Yes, super helpful.
Awesome. I'm excited for you. This is really exactly. Go get that book deal. You probably have exactly the audience and the network you need to get that book deal, and the expertise, most importantly. And this is a hot topic right now. So I would put together a proposal and pitch it.
I'm on it.
And make sure you ask for 6 figures.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming to Barcelona. I'm dying for events like this.
Yes.
My name is Elise, and I am in the online marketing space, and I've been selling like Instagram strategy courses for small business owners since 2013, I want to say, and I've been selling digital products, mostly low ticket, since 2017. Okay. So the majority of my revenue and my sales have been from low ticket digital products, under $50. And so I've been playing the volume game for years, which was great in 2020, 2021. I posted on Instagram, YouTube, ran a lot of ads, acquired a ton of customers, and I never really had to create a high ticket offer. I never really had to offer one-on-one coaching because I was just playing the volume game at scale, and it worked for several years. Then I had my first baby in 2023. Now I have my next baby, and I've been chilling. And so the volume has been coming down. Yes. And I haven't been posting to YouTube or Instagram as much. We're still running ads, but of course it's a different world now, and the profit is a lot smaller. My question to you would be, how would you scale a business like mine that has the history that I've had with the constraints of I'm a new mom. When I get back to work, it'll be at most 4 hours a day. And I live in Spain. So there's also the time. There's the time zone factor, especially when you're used to doing calls in Eastern time, which is like 8 p.m. here. And like I said, I've never really done one-on-one coaching or a high ticket offer at scale. I have a couple one-on-one clients, and it's asynchronous coaching, just on chat. And it's also, I'm in the Instagram marketing space. I feel very pigeonholed in this space, but the success from my low ticket products have been from being specific. So like how to use captions, how to do DM automation. These are all different products. So I get people interested in, okay, how do I make money from my Instagram? But then what's the big picture coaching experience look like with me? Yeah. We're not just going to talk about their Instagram forever. So I've explored talking about offers, talking about service-based businesses, but like nothing's really stuck.
Yes. I want to ask you, what is your idea for scaling? Like when you think about like, you know what I would love to do? What, like finish that sentence. Like what feels exciting to you to do, even if it's something totally different?
I think it might be to not post on Instagram anymore. I've been posting since I was 25. Now I'm 38. And there's just so many good Gen Z marketers who are really good at it. Yeah. So I guess the question is, do I want to still play that game? I also find marketing is different now. I'm used to being a presenter and I like come on like a journalist, but that's not really the style that works now. Now the style is I'm going to vlog and show you the real behind the scenes, and I want to do it, but I just don't do it, you know? Yeah. So maybe it's a change in my niche entirely, but I've over the years, I've really enjoyed a hands-off approach to selling at volume without offering my one-on-one time. Yes. So I keep coming back to, well, that's the way that you scale your profit, but I don't really want to be available on a one-on-one basis.
No. There's a lot of ways to scale your profit, you know? And you also have to adjust to what's happening right now. What do, like all of these people, you probably have thousands of people who have bought your products over the years. What are they saying? What are they struggling with that would feel fun for you to solve with them?
I've been out of my business for 3 months, so I feel especially detached right now. I think at the end of the day, people still look to me for content creation. Yes. Whether it's Instagram, whether it's video, I have a membership for $29 a month where they get done for you video ideas in their inbox every week. YouTube is a big thing. I really think YouTube is huge. More and more people are talking about YouTube, jumping on YouTube, Amy Porterfield, Mariah Cause. And I do have a YouTube course. Only problem is I haven't been posting to my own YouTube for months. So maybe that's my problem, is I just need to start my own momentum, and then the clarity might come from that, you know?
Yes, and what if you try something as a beta? Like just try something for 3 months, you know? So it could be like, what if you do a YouTube challenge or deep dive? So you invite people into a container with you for 3 months, and that will get you doing the YouTubing as well, right? And then you can be teaching them as you go and sharing it as like a done with you kind of experience. Yeah. So something like that gets you back into momentum and is just something for you to try. Because I think because you've just had a baby, you're just coming off of maternity leave, right? Like you don't know all the answers yet, but I think you probably have some ideas. And so it's like, just take one of those ideas and try it in a temporary way. Like don't commit to a year of anything, you know? Yeah. Just something small and manageable but give people, like, here's the opportunity. You really have not given people a lot of access to you, right? And so now, like, that would be the zag, right? So like you could switch it up by giving people access to you that you never have before, and do some kind of container that allows you to work 4 hours a day. You could be meeting with them once a week, and that could be it, you know? And give them access to your materials, or teach them once a week and let them go execute. Maybe week 1 is a training, week 2 is a coaching session, week 3 is a training again, week 4 is a coach, you know, something like that. So do something finite like that. It'll generate some money. People will get excited because they've never had access to you like that before. You already have the audience. So trust me, somebody's like, I'd love to talk to you about like what's happening right now. So I would do something like that. The other thing I would do is send a survey to your list and ask them, like, what are you struggling with in your marketing right now? What is it that you need right now? If you could ask me anything, what would you want to ask me about? What would you love to have my help with? Because that's how I got the idea for the club, you know, just asking my people. And they were like, basically, we want everything. And so I was like, okay, put everything in a membership, you know? And that's how I came up with it. But I'd survey your audience as a step 1. And then if you're just wanting to like generate some momentum and get some cash in the door, just take one of your ideas and turn it into a container for 3 months and see what happens. Because that'll give you information. And when you get closer with people, you'll see what they're struggling with, and you'll identify what feels fun for you to solve as like the new problem you solve now, or maybe just a small pivot. But you're in a great position because if you decided to do something a little bit more high touch, but it doesn't have to be mega high touch, right? Like you can have a container of clients and like I said, meet with them once a week, you know, and you maybe have a little bit of customer services a couple hours a week max, you know, versus something that is like all consuming. So I think that does work for you as a mom, as a new mom, you know, something like that. I think people will lose their minds because you've not really been offering that. So you probably see sales happen really quickly. What are your thoughts?
I love your confidence in me. Especially when you're out of the game for a while, you start to question, am I relevant, you know?
Well, okay. So you're out, but like you don't appear out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're going through what we're going through personally, but our audience doesn't necessarily experience that or even notice that. So like you could be going, like I went through a really bad year in 2023 because I lost a member of my family. And nobody knew because I had all these brand new Audible books coming out. You know what I mean? And so it's like stuff I had done before was dropping, press I had done before was dropping. So it just looked like I was out here doing all the things. I was in my house crying every day. You know what I mean? And nobody knew because I was putting content out. So it's like, you might have that impression, but I don't think your people have that impression.
I like it. I think it's all mindset blocks, right? That's all it is, you know, when you're new in business, it's easier to put yourself out there because you have nothing to lose. Then when you come back, you're like, oh, I have this persona now I have to live up to. And I know it's all BS, but you have to, I'm working on releasing that. Something I just have to do.
I think your audience is not necessarily bought into your Instagram stuff. They're bought into you. So like they want to know the new you. You're evolving. Your brand is evolving as it should, like, because it will get stale. So like if we keep pretending to be the old us, we don't allow our audience to grow up with us. They're also evolving. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to leave and go find somebody else because you're not showing them this new version of you. So I would just be like, what's true for you now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like maybe even saying like, you know what? I'm really over posting on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like
the old way.
Yeah, exactly. And saying like, here's the new things I'm thinking about. Here's the new insights I've had after spending 3 months at home, you know, on maternity leave. Like I would allow your audience to grow up with you. You know what I'm saying? And invite them into a container that feels just like super chill. And I want you to like spend some time writing down, like I get to design exactly what I want. I get to make exactly how much I want. And I get to work exactly how much I want to. So like, what is that version? If you knew that was true, what is the offer that you would create? That would be fun for you to do, but also finite, you know? And also give you the money that you want. Like you just gotta decide what that is and then put it out there.
I also think there's power in experimenting out loud and just being honest with like, hey, I'm coming back. I don't know if I'm relevant anymore or whatever the messaging will be, but it might resonate with people who also feel like who've gone through a life shift and who are they anymore? And then if I experiment out loud and show the process and show what I'm doing, I think that's more interesting to watch than me figuring out the answer and then being like, hey, I have the answers.
Yes.
Listen to me. That's the old way of doing it in a way.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And your audience too might have ideas for you. They might be like, oh, it would be amazing. I heard you talk about blah, blah, blah this one time. You know, sometimes our audience knows us better than we know ourselves. Because they're like, I've been there for every talk. I know exactly what you said on this day at this event. You know what I mean? And they'll be like, I remember one time you said this. What if you did that? And you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that idea. Actually, I like that, you know? So yeah, invite them into the conversation. But if you are going to build in public, make it a container and make them pay for access to it. Okay? Instead of just doing it. You could do bits of it on Instagram, but I would do it with them behind closed doors and make it
like an accountability group.
Yeah, exactly. And it could be like a 90-day container.
Yeah. YouTube.
Exactly. Exactly. Does that feel helpful?
Yeah, it does. And this event is also helpful. I think that's where my mind has been stuck is I'm seeing people go, you know, away from online and digital and Zoom and virtual, and they want the in-person stuff.
Yes.
They want the one-on-one time. And I'm like, I don't want to give that just right now. I want to give it to my kids. So what's the happy balance is what I've been trying to figure out.
Exactly. I love running a mastermind And, you know, my kids are teenagers. And so I'm on them. Like the presence that I need to have is high, you know? And so I'm able to do my coaching calls and everything, but it's it's a couple of hours a month. So it's totally doable to manage with motherhood.
It's good. That's where I'm headed. Awesome. Thank you.
So that's it, y'all. We did it. Does everyone feel like they have like some clear next steps to take? Yes?
Oh my God, more than I expected. More than I thought.
All the other options as well.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming.
A lot of luck that we came.
Yes.
Thank you for offering it.
Yeah. It's fun for me. I like meeting people and I love coaching. So I'm like, let's just coach. Like, let's meet people where they're at. Everybody needs something different. So I love being able to just respond to what your struggle is instead of just coming up with a training that resonates with some and not, you know what I'm saying? Especially with a small group, I'm like, let's get in there. Let's get under the hood, you know?
Amazing format.
If you want more of it, if you want more of it, book a call with my team. If you go to hello7.co/mastermind, all the details are there. You can check it out and catch the vibe. And just apply and talk to my team. And if one of those is not good for you, there's another option that you could do as well. So just talk to them and see what fits, and then we can keep working together.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. This was awesome. I hope you enjoyed watching this coaching session. I hope you took lots of notes and got inspired on the things that you want to take action on. So I want to encourage you to take action. And one of those actions I want you to take is subscribe to this video. If you enjoyed this, there's more like it coming. So make sure you subscribe. It's basically free coaching. Share it if you found it valuable. And the other thing I want you to do, if you want to coach with me and my team and want more coaching like this happening in your life all the time and to be a part of a community that's holding you close and supporting you, make sure you go to hello7.co/mastermind to get all the details about our mastermind.